Hey guys, Wags with Ironman 4x4, and today you and I are going to get after installing these heavy-duty side steps on your 4Runner. And what's great about these side steps, they're compatible with or without the KDSS system for your truck. So grab your gear and we'll get wrenching. All right, let's see what came in the box. I've got our side steps laid out. Right here on this flange, you've got a part number stamped. It ends with L for left. Same thing on the other side, ends R for right, because it can be a little confusing. So make sure you've got the right one on the right side. You've got 15 sets of this M8 hardware right here, bolt, split washer, flat washer. Those are all gonna bolt directly into the threaded certs on your frame rails. And you've got 2 of these bolt plates here with split washer, flat washer, and nut. Those are gonna go up front. All right, if your 4Runner's got KDSS, that's the hydraulic sway bar system that came on your truck, that makes it super awesome. All that has to basically be kind of unhooked and moved away from the frame rail. And so 90% of your work is going to be done under the driver's side frame rail. You've got this cover, these hard lines. You've got another cover right here. This unit, the pump has to be pulled away. All the hard lines to the back, to basically your back wheel well, all those have to be loosened and pulled away, and then we can get that slider up underneath and get it put back on. So grab yourself a 12 millimeter ratcheting wrench is a great way to start, and a 12 mil socket. All right, we'll start with this front cap here, and you've got 2 12s. We'll zip those out. So I always like to pull the lower bolts first, because then everything just hangs until you pull the top one out. And those are out, and then you've got these little tabs on the inside of the cross member, so you kind of want to rock up and out. Let's pull this pump guard off. Now we got to loosen the pump. Grab a 12 mil wrench. All right, and from the pump, one more back, we'll take this bracket out. Keep working our way back. Also take this bracket for the e-brake. That'll hang there. Okay, that's e-brake. Those hard lines are starting to move, which is good. Now we want to get to this guy back here. It's right behind the rear body mount, in front of the rear tire. This one's kind of hard to get to, so I got a wobbler on it and an extension. Again, these are all 12s. Cool, get that out. All right, we're still on the driver's side of the frame rail, but we've come up forward underneath the cat here, and you've got this little safety hoop. That needs to get pulled off. And then our last 12 mil bolt right here that holds the hard lines for the KDSS, that's got to come out too. That should give us enough room to flex everything down and get the foot mounts of the side steps up underneath. So we'll start right here. I'm going to switch to a 12 mil 1/4 inch socket here. There we go. Now we'll attack this 12 mil, which is the last bracket holding the front of these lines on. Oh, hang on, this isn't working. Let me switch them to metric. Okay, there we go. Much better. I knew there was something wrong. Okay, so now with that hoop gone and all of our 12 mil hardware pulled away from the brackets, here on the inside, we're gonna pull these lines over those 12 mil bolt heads, and you just wanna be careful. We're gonna wiggle these lines down. You're not gonna hurt them, but we do want to get as much clearance as we can as we pull them down. We also need to pull these 2 12 mil bolts right here. They're on the front left side of your fuel tank skid pan. All right, we're ready to get our left side heavy duty side step on. My buddy Zach here is going to help because it kind of is a 2-man job. So I'm going to hand this back to him. And since we're working on a 2-post lift, we'll just go over the top of this. You want to kind of come forward of your KDSS lines, and then Zach's going to push those lines out as I hold, and then I think we can actually take some. There we go. Let's get our fuel tank skid pan bolts back in, these 12s that we pulled down. I'm going to start back here. You just want to go slow, take your time. You do not want to cross thread any of this, and you definitely don't want to damage those threaded certs in your frame. Okay, remember those 15 sets of hardware, these 13 mils? We're gonna grab them and start threading them in, just finger tight. I'm gonna get all of it laid out so I know where it goes, make sure it fits. I'm gonna wait until the end to get everything actually tightened down. You definitely wanna get all these threaded in by hand first. If you tighten one side down and something's cattywampus, and then you go to get these in, you're gonna cross thread them. So case in point, perfect example, see this right here? If I would've started tightening these fasteners down, this would be misaligned. So what I can do, since it's loose, I can actually push that forward. So this one here's a bit of a tight fit because the line's right in the way. So I just take a pry bar, go high in between the two, and then just rotate, twist the pry bar and separate those lines, and that should hold in place. And I'm gonna try to hold the flat washer from underneath and then run the bolt in. I'm gonna grab a 13, I'm gonna switch over to a 13mm wrench, stick my pry bar behind the lines, and now we can tighten behind here. Okay, now we can get this brake line bracket, and we're gonna try to get all the thread that we can on that bolt. So this little locating tab, I'm gonna take a pair of pliers, and I'm just gonna bend it up out of the way, because we don't need that locating tab anymore. Grab a 12 mil, and we'll lock it down. All right, we'll come back to the next e-brake bracket. We're gonna take our KDSS lines, and we're gonna pull them out, set them in front right here so they kind of hang. And then we'll go up over, fit that locating tab in there, push the lines back. There we go, and we'll catch a couple threads and tighten that back down with the 12. I want to get these side steps sucked onto the frame rail as tight as possible. So I'm going to start from underneath on these 12s. Those kind of push everything up. Here we go. We'll switch to a 13. I'm going to push up with my hand on the outside of the rail to try to get as much up force as I can. Come to the front. I'm going to get this. All right, now with the step on, grab your OEM 12 mil hardware, and we're gonna get the KDSS lines all pinned back to the frame rail. All right, let's get this 12 in behind the catalytic converter. We'll take this hoop that goes over the exhaust pipe, feed it through, kind of over the cat, and on the outer end, you've got that little tab that fits up into the frame rail. All right, I'm gonna try to feed this 12 mil bolt back into that bracket. It's right here on the middle tube. It's gonna be a little tough to get. Line that bracket up, and I'm gonna try to go through the top side. Side step is on, it's bolting down, tightened. We've got all of our KDSS lines tightened down and secured. Now we just need to get our protective bracket, this shield that goes over the pump, and that kind of sockets. There we go. We got the last bracket that goes up here, protects the KDSS lines. We got that tang here and one right there, and that's gonna point forward. So we'll feed that right up into the frame. And then this one in the back goes in this hole in the cross member. We'll grab our two 12 mils. Those go there and there. All right, I'll get these tightened down, and then we can jump over to the right side of the truck and get that step installed. Cool. Right side passenger frame rail, this is gonna go a lot quicker. We'll start back here at the e-brake line. We're gonna pop that 12 out, let that hang. All right, so let's transition to the inside of the frame rail, right in front of the muffler here, and that cross support, you're gonna have that plastic cap. Now we're gonna pop that out because we need to drop this bolt plate into the frame rail, so that's threaded stud is hanging out right there. So grab yourself a body clip removal tool or flathead screwdriver, something flat and sharp. This thing's coming out. Cool. And then what we can do is we can feed this bolt plate in, and look at that, first try. Never had one lesson. Now we need to take our second bolt plate and put it right here in this square hole. This is in the front cross member. So look for that, and we'll feed it in just like, yeah, and right in, yeah, and that can hang. All right, grab your other heavy duty side step, fish it through this way, and then we're trying to land it right over that bolt there. And now we gotta line up the back bolt that's hanging down. There we go. So Sweet, now we can grab our fasteners and basically just get it all spun down. Mr. Bubbles. All right, I got all the hardware in, finger tight. I'm gonna slowly start to lock everything down. I get it snug, do all your fasteners on the bottom side to pull that step up, then do on the outer face, snug it in, then go back through and really lock it down. All right, we got these heavy duty side steps on our 5th-gen 4Runner. They look great, the utility is there. These are frame mounted heavy duty side steps. You know, they're not a purpose-built rock slider. I've used them like a rock slider and they hold up, they're great. If you want to know more about all the great features and benefits that these things offer, go check them out or pick yourself up a set at Ironman4x4America.com. We'll help you over there.